Welcome, my friends. So MCQs are sometimes very much horrible and sometimes it's very much wonderful because it demands a thorough knowledge, a great knowledge from you. And if your examiners become so tricky, sometimes it could be puzzled you. So friends, like these questions, we are starting this video. So in this episode, we are in continuation of MCQ about the biochemistry chapter. So the question number 29 is asking you that the Vandenberg reaction, Vandenberg test gives a positive result for. So Vandenberg reaction, where it is applicable, it is for the bile salts only, or otherwise B is for unconjugated bilirubin or indirect bilirubin. C is conjugated or direct bilirubin, and D option is both B and C are correct. Now, the Vandenberg reaction is invented by Abraham Albert Hymans Vandenberg. Just note that the Vanden both words are with the small letters, but Berg is with capital letters. He was a Dutch scientist. So Abraham Albert Hymans Vandenberg reaction is of three types. One is the direct, and another is indirect, and another is biphasic. So in case of direct, where the conjugated or water soluble vitamin, the Vandenberg reaction is where we are doing in such a way that a diazotized sulfonilic acid reacts with bilirubin and it forms a azobilirubin compound, purple color compound, within 30 seconds. So it is about a direct. Now indirect bilirubin, because it is water insoluble bilirubin, it demands another one step, that is it has to you have to add alcohol there to dissolve that, and after adding alcohol, after 30 minutes, again the azobilirubin compound is formed. So we are now seeing that in case of direct bilirubin, it is only differs by only time, where it takes 30 seconds, and for indirect it takes 30 minutes. Now in a biphasic reaction, where you doing both tests at a time, that is for the total bilirubin, so you just add diazotized sulfonilic acid with the serum sample where bilirubin is there. So bilirubin, immediately a color compound, that is purple color azobilirubin compound, will be formed, and after that you have to add alcohol there, and after adding alcohol, after 30 minutes the purple color will be intensified, because there is both indirect and the direct bilirubin is there. So when the indirect bilirubin comes into the reaction, the purple colors becomes more intensified. So now from this figure you are concluded that it is applicable for both the conjugated bilirubin and unconjugated bilirubin, and for the bile salts the Vandenberg reaction is not applicable. So the right answer is the D. So in the MCQs you have to reveal with some detailed knowledge, like that. The question number 30. It demands a thorough knowledge because normal blood cholesterol level is very simple question. It may appears as the normal blood cholesterol level is asking about you. There is two options. Two set of options. One set is like that 100 to 300 milligram per deciliter. Another is 140 to 400. 50 to 150 and 40 to 200 milligram per deciliter. Now you have to go to these things, that the desirable cholesterol level in human plasma is you have to less than 200, but never go to that myth that the zero cholesterol, because the cholesterol has a great role in your body to form all the cell membranes and the hormones like estrogen, testosterone and many other things. So cholesterol is an essential compound for your body mechanism, but it has a desirable not go to more than 200 milligram per deciliter. So here is the 200, you can see. So you can easily go to the answer that the 140 to 200 milligram, and the borderline high is where cholesterol level is in between 200 to 239 milligram per deciliter, and high is considered when it is more than equals to 240 milligrams per deciliter. So the right answer, you got that the right answer is the C option. But if the set of options is now twisted like that, 3.6204 to 5.172 millimole per liter, that is the SI units. For cholesterol, 1.293 to 3.879 millimole per liter, 140 to 200 milligram per deciliter, and another option is both A and C are correct. Now, when you have to convert, you have a general idea about that the 2 milligram to millimole per liter in case of cholesterol. There are many such apps are available. So people do not want to understand or do not want to learn these things. But you have to remember about if you the milligram per deciliter unit is multiplied by 0.02586, it becomes millimole per liter. So you can remember only that if you remember only 0.025, that much is sufficient. So this is the conversion of milligram to millimole per liter. And for millimole per liter to milligram per deciliter, you have to multiply with 38.67. And it is applicable for cholesterol, HDL cholesterol, that is high density lipoprotein, and LDL, that is low density lipoprotein. So it is, this formula is in all these three cases it is applicable. And for your information, to convert the triglycerides units, you have to multiply it with 0.01129 to convert it in millimole per liter. In the other hand, to millimole per liter to milligram per deciliter, you have to multiply it with 88.57. Now, if we multiply this thing with this figure, you can get this figure only. 140 is equals to this much and 200 is equals to this much. If you only remember this much is up to 0.025, you can appear more nearest to this figure. So you can reveal that the A option is also correct. This option is come from this option is comes from. So this option is obviously incorrect. And in this case, in this set, this option was correct. So this option is here also is correct. So the right option is that the D option is the most correct answer. Always MCQ demands the most correct answer. Not only the single answer. Many times you can find there are more than one option are correct, but the more nearest option which is correct is demands from you. Now the same question is like that, the number 33. The true statement is option A is normal HDL cholesterol level in male is more than 35 milligram per deciliter. More than 150, B option is more than 150 milligram per deciliter LDL is good for heart. Now VLDL, that is very low density lipoprotein, can be calculated from the value of total cholesterol. Now Friedwart's formula can be applied up to 600 mg per deciliter of triglycerides. Now the optimal Friedworth equation is like that: the LDL equals to total cholesterol minus under bracket HDL plus TG by 5. TG stands for triglycerides, and when triglycerides divided by 5, we can get the value of VLDL. So total cholesterol have to where we are going to minus the HDL cholesterol and VLDL cholesterol, in other words, because TG by 5 is VLDL. So you have to minus the HDL and the sum of HDL and VLDL from the total cholesterol, and you can get the LDL value. Now the limitation of this equation is, according to the many studies, cumulative data is like that: the less than equals to 70 milligram per deciliter of triglycerides, where LDL varies by 9 milligram per deciliter. If the triglyceride value is in between 150 to 199 milligram per deciliter, it may varies from 1.8 to 15.4 milligram per deciliter. If triglyceride value is 200 to 399 milligram per deciliter, it varies from 6 to 36 milligram per deciliter, the LDL value, obviously. So it is 5th to 95th percentile, it can vary. So 600 is very much high value, so obviously the D option is incorrect. Now the VLDL can be, C option is the VLDL can be calculated from the value of cholesterol. Here we can see that the VLDL value is calculated from the value of triglycerides. So again, now the C option is also incorrect. Now about the B option, more than 150 milligram per deciliter LDL is good for us, and all we know that the LDL is generally termed as bad cholesterol for us, where the LDL is good for our health, and good cholesterol, it is generally called as good cholesterol. Now the major risk factor, now the optimal LDL value is, optimal condition LDL value is, it should be less than 100 milligram per deciliter. Near above optimal LDL value is 100 to 129 milligram per deciliter, where borderline high is called, where the LDL value is 130 to 159 milligram per deciliter. High value is considered as 160 to 189 milligram per deciliter, and very high value is considered where the value goes up to more than equals to 190 milligram per deciliter. So again the B option is incorrect. Now the rest one, obviously A option is the correct option. But now for your kind information, the LDL value, major risk factor is goes for heart disease, major risk factor for heart disease, when the HDL value is less than 40 mg per deciliter. The higher, that is the 40 to 49 milligram per deciliter, the higher the better. The higher is the better. So the higher value, 40 to 59 milligram per deciliter HDL value, is considered good, very good. And the protective against heart disease is the value when it is goes beyond 60 milligram per deciliter. So we get the right answer where the HDL value, it may be differs, it may be 35, 40, 45. So always you have to reveal to the, you have to go to the nearest answer which are asking from you. Now the question number 32, we are asking about the most reagents in biochemistry lab is stored at less than 20 degrees centigrade, that is 0 degrees centigrade. All we know that the 0 degree is the freezing point, and where chemicals can be distorted, or exhausted. And 2 to 8 degree is most optimal, that is the normal freezing temperature, not the freezing, not the freezer temperature, the freezing temperature, the best stored temperature is 2 to 8 degrees centigrade, and 12 to 14 degrees is very high, obviously. So we know that the answer is 2 to 8 degree because it is as easy as you can answer easily, but it could be twisted if it is some option is going as the 35.6 to 46.4 degree Fahrenheit. This is stands for 2 to 8 degrees centigrade. And to convert degree Fahrenheit to degree centigrade is degree centigrade into 1.8 plus 32. All of you know that the formula is that the C by 5 is equal to F minus 32 by 9. So this is the formula to convert centigrade or Fahrenheit in both ways. So because the 2 to 8 degree is most optimal, because our biochemical reagents are mostly the enzyme reagents, where our analyte is the substrate, and in a enzymatic for the enzyme estimations, our substrate is our reagent. So these enzymes and substrates are very sensitive about the temperature. So the 2 to 8 degrees centigrade is most optimal temperature where we kept most of the biochemistry reagents. Now come to the question number 31. Question number 31 asking you about the thyroid profile inputs. Again, I am going to discuss you about this type of question can apply in another way. So here, just to follow this, the thyroid profile test includes hormones of thyroid glands only, hormones of thyroid and parathyroid gland, hormones of thyroid and pituitary gland, hormones of thyroid and adrenal glands. Now the thyroid profile test includes triiodothyronine, that is T3, thyroxine, that is T4, and thyroid stimulating hormone, that is TSH. And the thyroid gland excretes the hormone like T3, T4 and calcitonin, where parathyroid gland excretes only parathyroid hormone, that is PTH. It is the most prevalent hormone, regulates the calcium balance obviously. Adrenal gland, about the kidney, adrenal gland secretes cortisol hormone, that is for the regulates the stress, the aldosterone which regulates the blood pressure, and epinephrine, norepinephrine. Like these hormones are the most common hormone of adrenal glands, prevalent hormones. Now we get that the T3 and T4 are secreted by thyroid gland. So the thyroid gland, but the TSH is included in the thyroid profile test. Now the TSH is secreted by our master gland, that is the pituitary gland. And pituitary gland is again regulated by hypothalamic hormones comes from the hypothalamus. The pituitary gland, the master gland, it is so because it controls the bone, muscle and organs by their growth hormones. By prolactin hormone, it controls the breasts. By the FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, and luteinizing hormone, it controls ovaries and testes. Where by oxytocin hormone, it controls breasts and uterus. By ACTH hormone, it is controls adrenal cortex. By TSH, it controls the regulation. It regulates the thyroid gland, and vasopressin, that is the ADH hormone. In other words, it controls the kidney function. So we got that the answer, that is the TSH is secreted by the pituitary gland. So the right option we get this is the right option, that is the C is the right option, hormones from thyroid and pituitary gland. In case of the other glands, this question may be twisted, and in that cases you should include the pituitary gland because it's the master gland of our body. So friends, again we will meet in our next video. Thank you.